Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Kat and today I'm going to be showing you how I do my nails. Now I use dip powder on my nails. These are the two I'd use for my Christmas ones. They're Azura brand in I'm So Green 051 and Glitter Gold 033. I know what color I'm going to do, but I don't know if I'm going to add anything specific. So I'm going to take these ones off and then I'll get into showing you how I put my dip nails on. Disclaimer, I am not a professional. I just do this at home. It's cheaper. I'm a college student and it doesn't turn out perfect as well. So just a disclaimer, because it's not going to be the perfect dip nail or salon dip nail. It's just as good as I can get them. And if you would like to see how I take off my dip nails, like the video and subscribe and I will get on doing that for you guys as well. I will be right back and then we can get to the video. Okay, I have everything I need to do my nails right here in front of me. I just finished taking off my nails and I trimmed them a little bit. There's still some fluff. I put some lotion on because taking off dip obviously can make your nails really dry. But I just trimmed them. I like my nails longer, so I didn't trim them too much. And now I am going to shape them before I do anything else. And I like kind of a square shape for my nails, so that is what I'm going to be doing. Hopefully you can see since this is the first time I've done this, I don't exactly know what angle to put the camera at, obviously. I do have a bruise on this nail, if you can see that. And this nail, the reason there's still green on it is because I was shaving my legs and I nicked my nail. So that is actually not going to come out because there's a hole in my nail and it kind of just filled in. So that won't matter though, because we'll be putting the dip over it. Like I said, since I like square nails, I like a trick to get my nail as even as possible because honestly I have OCD. Is I always set my finger on the table and set the edge of this on the table and then I'll file and try to get it as straight as possible. Now that I did that, I'm going to push back my cuticles and buff my nails. This is important to do before putting on dip powder because it will help the dip powder stick to the base if you don't have as much of your glistening little nail oils on your nail. So we're going to do that real fast. And yes, I am drinking coffee at 7:30 at night. Now, I don't have as many cuticles to push back because I did do those Christmas nails like 3 to 2 weeks ago, so I already did it 3 weeks ago. Since I push my cuticles back every time, I don't have as much cuticles to push back because the more you do it, the more pushed back they get. Now that we did that, it's time to buff the nails, and buffing the nails just means that you are going to take the shine off. So you don't need to do a lot of buffing, just a little bit, because not all the shine needs to be gone, just a majority of it. I would say about 90%. So we're just going to do a quick buff, and just to show you what I mean about quick, I'm not going to speed it up until I get a few new nails done. I'm just making sure I get all of the corners and pretty much the whole nail. And that is what I mean by a quick buff. That is enough to relieve the nail of most of its shine, because I also have a nail dehydrator, so I don't need to overly buff my nail, plus that's just going to thin your nail out over time. So we'll go ahead and do the same to the rest of my nails. Now before I start actually doing my nails, I'm going to take my nail scrubber and not necessarily wash my hand, but just scrub with water and make sure that a lot of the dust and stuff from filing is not on my nails before we begin. Alright, now that we did that, I'm going to use my nail dehydrator on all of my nails. Alright, and now we can actually start doing our nails. So I'm going to open the color I'm going to be using, which is this Azura, I think that's how you say it, kind of very purple, but it's a G07, which means it's glow in the dark. And I always hate these stupid things. Alright, then we have our Prime Bond, which you put on before dipping your nail. So as soon as you put it on, you dip your nail and you knock off the excess. And I'm not going all the way to the end of my nail quite yet, just because this is the first dip. And then you go in at an angle. I like to hold it there for a couple seconds. And the reason I put the paper towel down is because you'll notice that dip can actually be a little messy. And I go through and I do one whole hand first before I knock off the excess. And now that we did all of one hand, I'm going to go through one by one and knock off the excess, do the Prime Bond, and then dip for a second time. I always do 2 dips instead of 1, just so that is stronger, you get more pigment. Some people do more than 2. I think that's a little crazy because then it ends up super thick. So I knock off the excess, and then I repeat that all over again. This time going all the way to the end of my nail.
There has been a few colors that I do dip more than twice, but even then I only do 3 times. And this is a lighter color, so I guess we'll see when I wipe off the excess the second time whether I'll need another coat. I like to watch, I think she's called Nails by Christy, and I think they're in England. lot of gorgeous nails. And I've learned some tips and tricks from her. I don't know that I've ever seen her do dip, but she does a lot of acrylic and like the dip acrylics. Not like, she does a lot of acrylics and she does a lot of 3D as well. I have done some 3D art, not very much, because like I have said before, I am not a professional, so I'm not obviously the greatest. So sometimes it doesn't turn out looking like I wanted it to. But I have learned some tricks on the way. I started doing my nails a year ago when I worked warehouse at a shoe store. And I used to not do them at all because working warehouse, they would chip within like a couple days. So then I found dip, which lasts until you take it off. Normally colors don't show through even if I have the color underneath, like just light color. So I'm really hoping that green in that one spot where I cut my nail doesn't peek through. That might be the one that I do 3 coats on. I don't know if you can see this one right here.
And then before I start the other hand, I wipe off the excess and I put on the second step, which is the instant activator. You also have to do that twice. So I normally do the first one right after I do the second dip. This is just gonna harden that nail up. So as you see, it's much darker now. It looks like an actual hard acrylic nail.
And the first time you do this step, you just do a quick run through your nail, not like a detail because it does spread. So you don't really need to get super in there because you are going to file it down.
And that one spot is gonna show a little bit. That's upsetting. It's okay though. It's kind of my fault. I waited about 2 weeks before I even did my nails for it to heal a little bit. And I had this really gross like hole in my nail basically. Now as the activator dries on this hand, we're gonna do the other steps on this hand.
I always hate painting my nails with my left hand, but I feel I've gotten somewhat better at it. I'm quite intrigued to see this glow in the dark.
As you see, it can get very dirty very fast. We can put the lid on this one. And we'll bring out this again for this hand this time. Hopefully you can see, but it doesn't always turn out perfectly smooth. So that is the point of putting 2 coats of this on. The first coat allows you to be able to file it down.
Amber, what are you doing? I always mess up a little bit on the right hand since I am right-handed. As you can see, I got on my skin a little bit, so putting the first coat also allows you to fix those mistakes. As I said before, I'm also not a professional, so it's not going to turn out entirely perfect.
The first coat of that on, I am now going to file it down, the edges and anywhere that's not smoothed down. This thumb is looking pretty good. So I think all I'll need to file is the top.
I am using a more coarse file. I'm using a more coarse file since it is almost like an acrylic.
Now, I already did it on this hand, but you need to put the first coat of the top coat on after putting on the second coat of activator. Now you want to wait a while for that to dry before putting on the second coat. Now I'm going to put the second coat on.
If you don't put a second coat of this is important because if you don't put it on, your nail could end up looking very, I don't want to say uneven, but fuzzy in a way.
Now we're gonna wait a while for that to dry. That is critical because this stuff is very sticky and very temperamental. I've found with any brand that I have used of the top coat for the dipping system. So it is important to let it dry, and it is important to wait before you do the second coat for the first coat to dry. It's also important when you file before you put on the second coat of activator to cleanse your fingers so that you don't get powder into the top coat, or it won't work as well as it's supposed to. Now I am going to file whatever edges I feel need filed because as I said before, I am not a professional. I did get some on my skin, especially on the right hand, mainly the right hand. This hand doesn't really have that much. But what I said about the second coat, I can kind of show you if you can see it, because on my pinky it kind of coated like the entire pinky right here. So you have to be very careful with this top coat, and I'm going to have to really try and file that down, otherwise I feel like my skin is stuck to my nail pretty much.
This hand is dry, so I'm going to go ahead and start filing this one.
I did get all to most of it off of my pinky, so now I'm gonna go wash my hands and put on some lotion and cuticle oil, which this is the one I have right now. It smells like cranberry, and then I will be right back. These are my nails all done. It's a purple, it's supposed to be glow in the dark. I used the Azura Glow. Alright, if you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Instagram at queenk.mua. Subscribe and hit the notification bell for more videos, and if you'd like to see how I take off my nails, make sure to like as well. See you next time. Hey Google, shut off the light. Oh, you can't see it on camera. Oh man. Oh, you can't see it. Here. How do I?